Hey guys, we are back in HopStart, and today's episode is really interesting because I'm going to meet the director of Amity Future Academy, and his name is Siddharth Maheshwari, and he's going to talk all about this emerging programs and the education sector. So it's really interesting. Let's not waste too much of time and let's come.
Change is the only constant. Come, become a better version of you. We are the change.
We are Amity Future Academy.
Hi, I'm Siddharth Maheshwari. I'm director at Amity Future Academy.
Hi Siddharth,
Hi.
welcome to HopStart. It's a privilege to have you on board. And today I believe I'm going to have a very interesting conversation with you on education, but something to do with futuristic education, right? Yeah. So all right, let's start from Amity Future Academy. What's it all about?
So, Amity Future Academy, as the name suggests, it's an initiative by Amity to train the skills and the workforce for tomorrow.
Right.
So, as you know, we are changing rapidly as an economy, and not just India, across the globe. The jobs we are doing today will not exist tomorrow. The things we are getting trained today will not be the same tomorrow. And whatever we have studied in our past in college education, it's not going to be the same. So we are seeing a massive
But isn't
disruption.
it heartbreaking for a lot of people who have studied so hard at that?
Yeah,
time?
of course. But then it makes you study again, and always,
it's kind of a motivation. Actually.
Yeah, it is.
Someone who wants to study, right?
Right, and it just adds some sparks to your working professional life when you can again go back to education and train on to the new skills.
Absolutely.
So as I was mentioning, it's more about what the future economy has to say. And when the economy changes, the workforce also needs to be skilled.
Right.
So the economy, the GDP is everything driven by a skilled workforce.
Right.
And as a country and as a global economy, right, it's very imperative today for young people and already existing professionals to reskill themselves. Learning is always important, but unlearning is also very, very important.
Sure. Right. And change is constant.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, and like online education. I mean, okay. First of all, I would like to know what are the laterals or what are the subjects you are focusing on in this particular genre?
Of course. So we are focusing on more on the skills that are in demand. We see a lot of data around the different sources, and then we analyze what are the skills that are going to be needed in the near term.
Right.
Because it's a very short-term planning in terms of the content creation that goes into it. Because whatever we are creating today, 50% of it will change the next year.
Right.
That's how fast we are moving. Right. So having said that, we are looking at 4 different verticals. One is the data vertical. One is the product. One is marketing, and another one is more digital entrepreneurship. So under these verticals, we are looking at programs into machine learning, artificial intelligence, data science, and blockchain, cybersecurity, HR analytics. So when all these terms come to you, it always looks like, oh, something exciting, something for the future.
Sure.
And that's where Amity Future Academy is focusing on.
Awesome. And technology, there's a huge revolution in our country, and technology is going to be an integral part whichever field or sector we talk about. What's your take in it? Like, how should the young generation kind of take up whatever career, but how technology is kind of important in any sector?
I think you mentioned a very right point when you talk about a young generation. So it's very difficult for someone.
It's not that I am very old.
Yeah.
Or neither you actually for that
Yeah,
matter.
but then we always learn from our mistakes, right? So Amity Future Academy designed in such a way that we encourage you to do mistakes in a way. I'll explain you how.
Sure.
So we have short-term courses, advanced courses, and degree courses.
All right.
Right.
So you have good number of options.
Right. So if anybody wants to do a career in data science or machine learning, there's a very thin line between the two subjects. So it is important for the student to understand which counseling such people are also not available for such counseling.
Sure.
So hence we open short-term courses so that a student can actually, or a working professional can go there, experiment in a month's time or in 2 months' time, whether I'm intellectually being able to align with the subject or no.
Right.
Sometimes you really want to do something, but then you realize, oh, this is not my choice.
Right.
It's
It
my
could be
choice,
little
but yeah,
different, yeah.
exactly. So we motivate people to come on board, try experiment out what kind of intellectual alignment they have, and then further move to our next category, which is advanced category.
Yeah.
So if you feel something excited about,
Then
make a
shift to
career on it.
bigger one, basically.
Exactly, advanced category, and once you do an advanced 1-year course, then you can move to a degree course as well,
Right.
which you could do MBA or perhaps MBA in digital marketing or any other kind of subject. So it's very strategically designed the entire Future Academy to make sure any and everybody, a new learner
Yeah.
or a reskilling
Yeah.
professional.
That's what I was actually about to ask you,
Right.
that who is qualified to be a part of this program?
So I think so it's a skill. It's all about how you want to if I talk and say whether you know how to ride a bicycle, right? Even after 10 years you can pick up a bicycle,
Right,
right?
right.
So this is for everybody, whether a kid or a professional.
Right.
It's all about their interest areas. So however, we are focusing extensively of existing graduation students who are doing their graduation in
Yeah,
engineering and
yeah.
in sciences.
They can even parallelly pursue this.
Exactly, that adds a lot of value instead of going to Java coachings here and there and losing the demotivation, getting demotivated over the time. They can study through us through online means and get certified,
Right.
which will help them to get placed and in the recruitments, and more than the recruitment, it's all about self-confidence, right? And also the working professionals who are right now in their company sitting on the edge because their entire processes are changing, right? The company is moving from a project management to a data scientist role,
Right.
or a kind of a ML engineer. So they should not be they're scared, right? They should not be scared about reskilling
Pursuing
themselves.
something
Exactly.
further and
Exactly, and then it's not about leaving your job and going for it, because that's a huge opportunity loss of money. So while you are at your work, when you go home, spend your weekends, spend your nights, it's like a Netflix time zone.
So this is one of the advantages of actually having an online course like this.
Agreed. So yeah, that's why.
So coming to certification,
Right.
when we think of education, we are a little old school, conventional. Like certification is very important.
True.
How important is the degree? Wherever you like getting the job,
Right.
they look for that degree, and
Right.
so. I don't know whether it's a myth or it's a stigma, but an online certificate versus a physical university certificate.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about this,
Sure.
because a lot of people have this a little bit of apprehension when they.
So there are two sides of it's a very interesting question. There are two sides of it. The first side is about whether the online education is acceptable, right? And the second side of it is campus education relevant, right? So
Yeah.
both of them have to coexist to provide a quality education ecosystem.
All right.
Having said that,
That's a very interesting insight.
yeah, exactly. So online education is moving towards more of the blended learning mode, where in Amity Future Academy also we have opened up for 15 campuses. So along with the online education to the various corporate leaders and everywhere, we are also providing campus connects, so that they can come to our campus and train for a couple of weeks, 1 week, and then do the rest of the part online as well. So we have followed a blended approach where we think both of them are equally important. We don't see one growing without the another. That's where as a Amity Future Academy we play a very significant role. And coming to the question that whether a skill is relevant or no, so I would say that there's a lot of buzz around the gig economy, right? Where
Absolutely.
right, and gig economy is exactly based on the skills. Right? If you want to do digital marketing, if you want to be a digital marketer, you need
Yeah.
to have skills.
Yeah.
Nobody's asking you for degrees there. So right, so there's a huge gig economy.
Yeah, because
out there.
we in specifically in this show HopStart, we've been meeting a lot of people of different startups,
Right.
different entrepreneurs, and we've always had a chat of like education versus experience,
Right.
and exposure to a good amount of experience in a good company for
Right.
a young blood. Actually, it gives them a good motivation,
Right.
and where you can blend your online education and
Campus,
studying.
yeah.
I think that's the
Right.
best combination which can
Exactly.
happen in today's
Exactly.
world.
And then weekends generally, if you're free, you walk down to the campus, you relive your past days, and then you attend your classes. You get to that ecosystem. Yes, I'm doing education. It just because in online education, some people think it's like a Netflix, but it's not like that. It's much beyond that.
Where is online education heading to? Because we've met a lot of people, and I mean everyone's doing this now. Where is this heading to? It sounds very
I think
interesting.
it is heading to a massive disruption, and it is solving a key problem. Let's keep the business numbers aside for a time and just let's understand what is the exact core value of it. If today there is a new skill in the market,
Right.
it will take years and years to build up campuses, years and years to get qualified trainers to train in the campuses, right? Because the
enough.
supply is few.
Yeah.
Right? So hence online education can actually have the quality education provided to any and everybody at any of the remotest.
Accessibility to more people than right now,
And
whoever
then
is
it
getting it.
trains workforces at masses. Right? When a new skill comes, companies need those skill sets.
Yeah.
They invest a lot of time in training, development, and all those stuff for 2 months, and then actually the first project gives to the employee.
Absolutely.
But then the online education has the power to actually do training at a massive scale, and that's where the beauty of online education is. But then, having said that, it has to be in sync with the campus connects, with the
Right.
kind of
There has
offline
to be
session.
a
There has to be some offline component as well to make sure that it is predominantly taken care.
Guys, I'm having a brilliant time talking to Siddharth, and stay tuned. After a quick break, there's a lot to come.
2, 1.
Nice. And as we spoke about those 4 programs, primary programs of
Right.
Future Academy, digital and entrepreneurship.
Right.
Let's talk about this subject because that sounds a
Yeah.
little interesting to me.
Of course. So digital entrepreneurship is nothing. It's just about in the new India and the new global economy. If you want to launch any startup or any business, right, you need to be savvy with what's happening digitally. So if you would have related my first 3 segments, which are data, product, and digital marketing,
Right.
they combine to form digital entrepreneurship. A startup could be in data science, it's data analysis, being a data consulting, or it could be a marketing company, or it could be any company company that forms today needs to have a lot of data, right? Even in your domain, right?
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
to see how many views.
Data,
and
I
all
think,
the
is
stuff.
the next oil, gold,
Yeah.
whatever you talk about. It's a very precious thing, and it's already there's a war on it, and from here and there. Yeah, but this digital entrepreneur. So there are amazing and interesting things opening up. There are
Right.
more windows opening up for the youngsters these
Right.
days compared to maybe like 10 years back.
True.
And I'm glad that something like this has come up.
Right.
But that makes me a little curious, Siddharth, about your journey.
Yeah.
Like, because it's very interesting to have a young gentleman when we are talking someone in the education sector. So let's little know about your journey.
Yeah,
How
sure.
has it been?
So I think, as you mentioned, so I started after IIM Bangalore. I joined a consulting group in Gujarat where we were doing electioneering for Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi, and then that time we developed a lot of digital campaigns all around. And then I've been post that after years time. Then I had my own startup, which raised $2 million, and then it got sold out as
Oh,
well.
wow.
And then since then I've been into education in a way because my family's very closely bonded with education. So my parents do a lot of charity in terms of education.
Right.
My sister is a BA, MA, MPhil, PhD in
Wow.
probability from Delhi University here. So she has her own coaching center. So I understand what it was.
Academics is almost there.
So my
in
family
the-
has been
yeah,
around
in the
that.
genes, like the academy.
Right. So somewhere I think all was built up to lead to education.
great.
So then I worked with with quality edtech companies, and then I started working with a lot of growth level products, and luckily I've only been associated with emerging technologies.
Right, right,
So which is more under the Future Academy part of it, not into the traditional education.
Perfect.
So that's where I come from, and that's where my learning for last 6 to 7 years is only into emerging tech. So I was talking about data science 6 years back also,
Right.
and how
So
to
it's all
train
coming,
people.
like it's a full circle, literally.
Right. So that's what it is. And then I started my career in education as growing businesses into emerging tech.
Right.
So I'm still doing that. So that.
What if someone wants to get into the education sector itself as a
Yeah.
professional? What about
Of
it?
course. So there, it's interesting thing, and I think it's a good opportunity.
Yeah,
and a
because
platform to talk about.
let's yeah.
Yeah, so I think there are various domains in education, whereas precisely I'll talk about edtech, right? So there's a lot of data that we do on a daily basis. So a lot of our own students work with us. Okay, so because
So that's a great opportunity for
Right.
the students as well, right?
Right. So generally, what happens? These are all working professionals. So if somebody has to make a career in edtech, I think there are two important things: the knack for technology, the passion to actually deliver education at a scale. See, if you're getting into technology and you're not thinking about scale and you're thinking about very conservative,
Right.
it's not going to work out. Right? If you have to go, you have to go big. Otherwise, just
So little
it's-
flexibility is
yeah.
required.
Otherwise, it's better to open a coaching center.
Fair
right?
enough.
So when
That's
you-
very well
yeah,
said.
when you go to edtech kind of industry, you have to have that passion to make it big.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever your core domain is, whether you are your data scientist, whether you are a counselor, whether you are an academician, whether
Mm.
you are a subject matter expert, there are a lot of opportunities, and right now in India as well, and then a lot of will open in near term.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that, we have a lot of people thinking of opportunities and dreams and leaving the country and kind of pursuing things abroad, where I believe that there's immense amount of opportunities and emergent prospective things coming up. What is your say in this? Like,
So yes, I mean, as you would have observed that Amity Future Academy has been designed with the global talent. It's not limited to just the talent which is present, and there's always a brain game, so it could be that somebody does not like India to settle in, but they would want to actually contribute. So digital is a fantastic way in whichever world or whichever corner you are sitting in. So you can actually cater to that, and then whichever part you are, you can contribute towards digital education and train the masses at your own country and to the different. So I think digital education actually enables the good brain drain that has happened to come back in, if not the actual, but in the virtual way.
fair enough. And that was a great chat, Siddharth. And I wish I had more time and I could have continued further. But before wrapping up, what would be that advice or the tip to the young guys who are actually thinking but a little still, apprehensive? Especially one is the online education bit, the other stepping ahead and taking that leap to kind of do something different.
Right. I think today, if we have to be relevant, as a professionals, we have to be skilling each day. We have to learn each day, right? So, my advice is never stop learning. Even if you complete a formal education, don't stop learning, right? It always look at the trends, read a lot of newspapers, magazines, digital magazines all around. See what's happening in the market, and there's always a digital way to get knowledge, right? We are in an age kind of where you can accumulate any knowledge at any time. So invest in yourself. That is the best advice that anybody can give. Invest in yourself, invest in education. That's going to have the ROI for the rest of your life. So just keep learning, and while learning, keep having fun across as well, right? So that that learning becomes fun, and that's where the magic happens.
Fair enough. Siddharth, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm sure my viewers will definitely get a lot of insight out of this. And what if someone wants to get into it? Just they visit the website of Amity?
So you can just visit to amityfutureacademy.com, and then it's a very well designed product.
Right.
So whether you want to experiment with a short-term course or a long-term course or advanced course or a degree, just scroll down there. There's a lot of information across the product programs and the products.
Absolutely.
Right. So just go there and see what it is for you, and keep experimenting till you find your best fit.
Perfect. Siddharth, thank you so much. It was
Thank you.
lovely having you
Thank
in
you. Same
HopStart.
here.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Guys, it was lovely chatting with Siddharth Maheshwari and knowing all about Amity Future Academy. It's lovely to see such emerging stuff coming up in education and to pursue so many amazing stuff. And education sector itself to be pursued as a profession. So, I mean, I loved today's episode, and I'm sure you guys also loved it. And you know the drill. You just need to write to us at hopstart@ndtv.com to know any profession, any career, and we'll get back to you. Until then, this is Shuvro. See you.